Hey, it's Gabe with API Nation. Today I'm going to show you how you can sync Brivity with Constant Contact so that all your contacts and leads in Brivity can automatically be synced into Constant Contact in an ongoing basis. So whenever you're ready, you can just hop into Constant Contact, fire off a beautiful email using the templates there, and all the contacts you're sending it to will have the most up-to-date information. Not only that, you can set up a two-way sync so that any contacts you collect using Constant Contacts, lead collection, email collection tools will automatically get pushed back into Brivity so you can build out that database. Once synced, these apps can be used together in some awesome ways. It's super easy to set up. Let me show you how. The first thing we're going to do is go to apination.com. I'm going to click on Discover Connections. You can see a ton of different apps here. A lot of these logos will look familiar. A lot of real estate apps, productivity apps. I'm just going to look for Brivity. I'm going to click on that. If you see anything else that you are using, just click on that also. Those are all automations, opportunities to save yourself some time. Here are the Brivity automations and syncs. I'm going to look for Constant Contact. There it is. And you're going to see we have two different syncs here. Brivity into Constant Contact. Constant Contact back into Brivity. You could use either or you could even use both and set up a two-way sync. I'm going to go ahead and set that up. You can see here at the top is the flat rate price. It doesn't matter how many of these syncs you set up between Brivity and Constant Contact. It's always going to be that same flat rate. So I'm going to click on this button to activate this sync and set it up. Step 1, connect Constant Contacts. I'm going to click on that and sign into Constant Contact. All right, so we sign in, and that's it. That's how we connect Constant Contact. Similar thing with Brivity. I'm going to click the big button here. It's asking me for my Brivity username, my Brivity password, and then I'm just going to name the account. And this can be your company name, your brokerage name, or even your name. It's just so you can keep the connection, this Brivity connection, separate from any other Brivity connections you might make to API Nation. All right, great. So this is all ready to go. I'm just going to go through and just walk you through the configuration a little bit, just in case there's something special you want to set up. First thing, sync all contacts on first run. That's going to take everybody you currently have in Brivity, push them into Constant Contact, build out that newsletter list real quick. I want to do that, so I'm going to go ahead and check that box. If I wanted, I could filter who's getting pushed in by the tags in Brivity. Also, if I'm setting this up for a specific agent, I can go ahead and choose them here instead of this all agents. So maybe I'm setting up Anne's new newsletter. And in that case, I would just select Anne. And then down here, I would select her newsletter list. I'm doing this for the entire office, so I'm going to stick with all. Then I'm going to come down here to this contact list. This is where they're getting pushed. So this is where they're going to land in Constant Contact. And I have one called Brivity. So I'm going to go ahead and push them into my Brivity list here. If you don't have a list, you can just go ahead and create a new one here. This all looks good. I'm going to go to the top and activate this sync. Great, so that's running. Brivity is now syncing all the contacts it has into Constant Contact, building out that mailing list. Now let's set up the partner sync, going back from Constant Contact into Brivity. I'm going to go ahead and click on the Brivity logo. It's going to take me back to all the Brivity automations. I'm going to choose Constant Contact again. And then this time we're going Constant Contact into Brivity. So I'm going to activate that sync. Both those apps are already connected to API Nation, so it's going to just pass me right on through to the final step. Here we go. So I'm going to select the list in Constant Contact I want getting pushed into Brivity. I'm going to stick with that same list, Brivity. But if maybe you have another list that you're collecting all your emails from maybe an open house or a landing page, add Constant Contact. Go ahead and select that list. I'm going to sync all those contacts on first run. That looks good. And then as they come into Brivity, what do I want them marked as? What status? Are they leads or are they collaborators? Do I want to tag them? So let's go through here. I'm going to stick with new, but if you wanted, maybe you want to put them as nurture or hot, you could do that. I'm going to stick with new. If I wanted, I could tag these with Constant Contact, just so I know where these leads are coming from as they get added to Brivity. And then again, I could assign them to an agent. I could assign them to Anne or any of my other agents here under my Brivity account. but I'm going to stick with all. So I'm just going to leave it as agents. This all looks good. So I'm going to activate this sync. Great. So this is up and running. And now in my syncs, I can see I have Brivity leads going to Constant Contact and Constant Contact going back to Brivity. It's a two-way sync, sharing these contacts back and forth. So I can build out my database using Constant Contact to harvest those email addresses. And I can build out that newsletter list using all my Brivity contacts that are automatically added to my newsletter as soon as they're added to Brivity. And that's it. That is how you sync Brivity with Constant Contact. It's going to save you a ton of time and headaches trying to manage these contacts between these two apps. Now they're working as one, and you can send out beautiful emails to all your Brivity contacts and collect new email addresses and have them automatically added into Brivity, building out that database. If you have any questions or ideas or need any help setting this up for you or your team, shoot us an email, give us a phone call. We're API Nation, connecting the world's applications. We love doing this stuff.